let the games begin. Please don't blow up. Please don't blow up. Whoa! What the heck? Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, today is the day we find out how much power our twin turbo 370Z time capsule with only 2,800 miles will make on the dyno. That's right, we're going over to our buddy Matt's shop where he has his new dyno set up, and we'll finally be able to see the exact horsepower this car makes. And I'm sure you guys left a comment on last video where we challenged you guys to guess the number correctly. And of course, the closest guess will get some free JR Garage merch, so I'll be curious to see who wins. But here we go, we got the 370Z right there. It really does look like we won the lottery 10 years ago. Yeah, we have quite the eclectic collection. Garage tour, like 3 years overdue now, but yeah, maybe it'll come one day. Rounding up all 60 cars is not the easiest thing. Cold start, it is actually quite cold, 45 degrees. Yeah, fires right up. Bam. Oh, and by the way, our friends Christian and Rolando came by to do a full paint correction detail polish, and boy did it turn out nice. Got the nice tire black on the fresh Yokohama 8009 tires, which do a great job putting down the power, as you guys saw last video when we drove this car for the first time on just 7 PSI. Let's just say today we're gonna be turning it up a little.
Man, this thing is detailed. You even detailed inside the center caps?
That's right, had to get the center cap off to clean inside of it. No, just kidding, we lost that on the first drive. Guess what, I called the Nissan dealership. Guess how much for a Nissan center cap? Normal car, right? This isn't a supercar.
$5.
$5? $108 plus tax. For one center cap, I'll go buy a used one. That's ridiculous. That's like more than a Ferrari center cap. What's in this package, Christian? What is this?
Holy moly. These springs are a lot bigger than I thought they would be.
These right here are the key to more power.
Haha. Higher pressure wastegate spring will keep the wastegate closed longer, building more boost.
All right, we just rolled up to Matt's place, backing out the other cars so that we can get on the dyno with the 370. This thing is about to see the dyno for the first time. Okay, Christian, place your bets now. You know, everybody already guessed, we have to put in our bets. 6 or 7 PSI, we don't know for sure. No, I'm gonna say 430 wheel horsepower, which would be like 500 at the crank.
430 wheel. How about 430 crank for me?
430 to 450, I would say.
All right, 430 to 450, I'm saying 430, and Christian's happy with anything over 400. Okay, we'll see if we get a nice clean run in, and let's make it happen.
Teal wastegate springs to up the PSI from 7 to 11.8.
These will go on later. For starters, we're gonna run the 6, 7 PSI tune, just see what we're making as a baseline, and then we're gonna crank it up to the moon. Let's go. All right, Matt, you're back in another video. So what do we have here? Your new dyno.
Yeah, we got a DynoJet dyno. Right? It's a 2-wheel dyno, and we're above ground setup. So we basically have a 4-post lift that we use to lift it up, to match it up to the level of the dyno, and then we're going to back the car on it.
All right.
And the advantage of the 4-post is that we can do any work or any changes on the lift just by putting it up higher in the lift and then bringing it back down and loading it back on the dyno.
Heck
which
yeah.
saves a lot of time, and especially what we're going to do with these wastegates that are under the car.
Perfect. All right, easy. So this is like the latest and greatest, or are all dynos pretty much basically the same?
Nothing better than a DynoJet dyno. I've been doing this. I've had a DynoJet dyno for the past probably 30 years. I probably have 75,000 hours on these dynos.
Dang, all right. Sweet, well, you're the man to take it to.
Nothing better.
You think you'll have to make any tweaks to the tune, or it's...
we're going to tweak it no matter what. We're going to get the most power out of this thing.
Okay.
We'll see where we're at. We'll get a baseline setting.
Heck yeah.
And then once we get the baseline, we're going to figure out the next steps from there, and then we're going to just start tweaking it and start pulling more power out of it.
Heck yeah, I like the sound of that. All right, before we get going, take a look, guys, at this beautiful kit. Finally, we can see those turbos that were hidden from the top side. There they are. The Greddy kit claims those turbos can take up to 850 horsepower. So that's definitely not a limiting factor. And now with 100 octane fuel in it, that's not a limiting factor. And with the upgraded fuel pumps and injectors, this thing is ready to be turned up. And that's right through there, Christian, right? Your springs?
All these hex cap bolts look like they'll pop off, and then this Goes under the cover. Should be all there.
That's it. Is that easy?
That's that easy.
Bam, check it out. This nice exhaust system. It looks nice and shiny under here. All right, well, we will get doing a baseline run with the 6 or 7 PSI springs, whatever in there now, and then we'll put those in later. For starters, it's so much louder than I was expecting. I guess being in an enclosed area, holy. And number two, it really feels like some like Fast and Furious type vibes. Like it's super late outside, it's like 10 p.m. and here we are like tuning this JDM car right next to a really cool R35 in this low-key garage space here. This is so cool. It's pulling some timing, so it's breaking up a little bit at high RPMs. Tweak the tune a little bit. All right, here we go. We added a lot more fuel. God dang, 429 pound-feet of torque at the wheels. Holy shoot. And the horsepower's coming up too. 429 torque. You're picking up 20 each run. And the horsepower's coming up too now that it's finally, you know, not breaking up. Still wants more fuel. That's still not revving all the way out. See, that's just getting peak power at 4,700 RPMs.
We're losing in the bottom here because it's getting rich there, so I got to pull some fuel out of there.
Okay.
Right? But that's no big deal. 429, you were at 287 foot-pounds of torque.
142 pound-feet of torque in just a few runs. And we got more to go. Boom, guys, and just like that, we are on to day 2 of tuning the Nissan 370Z Twin Turbo. We didn't finish last night. It got to like midnight and we all had to go to bed because we had a very early morning today. We were doing the Driven Project event. You guys know that charity event where we take the sick kids from local hospitals around to really cool car events. In this case, it was the Barrett-Jackson auction, taking these VIPs who are dealing with very difficult health challenges across the auction block with all the lights on them, the cameras, and the big audience clapping for them was amazing. But we have another exciting portion of this video. Not only are we turning the 370Z up and doing some more dyno runs, but we have a special guest, Kenner, who is the latest free car giveaways winner, number 4 of the RX-8. This is your first time seeing the 370Z. What do you think? You're on the spot.
I was genuinely impressed on how clean it was.
Right.
I'm looking forward to seeing what numbers it puts down on the dyno.
When we said it was twin turbo, you're like, oh, a greddy kit? Like, how did you know about this greddy twin turbo kit? And Christian and I didn't even know.
Well, I saw some of the parts on the video.
What do you think, since we're having everybody guess final numbers, by the time we turn up the boost, by the end of the day, what kind of wheel horsepower are we talking? What's your goal?
I think it's gonna make 440.
Okay, cool. That's right in line. Obviously, later today, you're gonna be collecting your new car. You're from Washington, so for starters, thank you for coming down and spending the day with us. This is fun. What do you think about winning a free car?
I really didn't believe it when I got the text message. I thought, you know, maybe it was just a fake account trying to be them, because I see that happen a lot.
Right.
And then I saw it was the official account, and I was like, no way. I sent them my phone number, and they called me, and it still hasn't really hit me yet that I won the car. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Real quick, last thing I'm gonna say before we get into the next run. Something's up, and we don't know what's going on. Basically, this greddy kit, when new, was advertised with the 6.4 PSI spring. So there we go, I'm pretty sure it's 6.4 PSI, as long as it wasn't changed. 452 wheel horsepower and 344 wheel torque. And we're at 430, and that's not even done, wheel torque. What's going on? Either the kit was lying with how much power it made, or this car is running more boost. That's what we're trying to figure out. But Again, this kit wasn't modified. The owner said on the text messages to us that he said it made a ton of power on only 6 to 7 PSI. So most likely the factory 6.4 PSI spring. So Christian, any ideas?
I think it's the race fuel.
Yeah, that's one of the only differences. So we can't figure it out. If this thing is making these numbers on 6.4 PSI, that would be ridiculous. And as for the horsepower, we're not done there yet. Matt, the final pull, he let out at about 4,700 RPMs, and we're gonna make peak horsepower probably around 6,000. At 4,700, it was making 380 wheel horsepower. So we still have a long way to go on the horsepower as we pull closer and closer to redline as he adds more and more fuel. This is exciting and nerve-wracking. Hopefully it doesn't blow up. Okay, Matt, we're back for day 2. So this next tune, more fuel again?
More fuel. Man. Gotta get this thing more fuel, more power. You know, we'll see how much we can make this bad boy make.
Heck yeah. So I was explaining to the video that we're making way more torque than they advertised on the kit already, and you're not even done yet. What if is it the race fuel? If they were running like 91, 93 and we're running 100, or do you think it's running more boost?
Well, okay, so with race fuel we can run more time with more boost, all right? But the boost in this is already preset. If it has 7 PSI springs, it's what it's making, the same as what they would have tested on.
Yeah.
So the only difference is, you know, that we can throw more timing in it, but we're technically, you know, we're still trying to get it the fuel it needs, and then we'll play with the timing. As it looks right now, I mean, we're probably going to be close to about 500 on horsepower at the wheels. It's a beast. I mean, I didn't expect it to be where it's at, and it's surprising me, and that doesn't happen very often.
Heck yeah, that's what I like to hear. All right, well, you got the new tune right there behind your fancy little hacker computer, and now we're going to see what she does. So let's get her going. God dang. Whoa! Whoa! 495! What did you do?
My guess was off.
Oh my gosh, it just blew away all of our guesses. And this is before we turned it up. Almost 500 to the wheels. He wants that line smooth like a baby's bottom. All right, turn the fan off. So you said it still wants more fuel?
Yeah, I still want more fuel. So we're a little rich off the bottom between, and you can see the dip in the graph where it dropped off there.
That's
around
a little choppy.
About 3 grand or so. So we're a little rich there. I got to pull some fuel out. But this thing on the way up this time, I mean, we're still lean, not as lean as we were before. Low 14s, high 13s. We got to get to the low 12s. I'm going to get it dialed in where it needs to be. Jeez. So we're probably going to pick up probably another 30, 25, at least 30 horsepower. And probably about another 30, 40 foot-pounds of torque.
Next up, apparently, Matt says we can get more power, so why not more power? Okay guys, I cannot wipe this smile off my face. The fact that just 6 or 7 runs in, we are already nearly 500 wheel horsepower. This is ridiculous on the stock, so we think 6.4 PSI spring. What? Okay, at this point, I'm not even sure if we're gonna swap in the other springs because it's gonna be too much power. We're gonna blow the thing up. Like, supposedly this engine can take like 550 wheel torque and 650 wheel horsepower, and that's about it. So we're fast approaching that, and we haven't even turned up the boost. So I don't know, comment down below guys, should we put in the other springs and send it even higher? But at this point, we might just call it a day soon because this is already blowing away our expectations. Hope you guys are loving this, by the way. This is so much fun. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss future content like this. Holy crap. 524, 501. Jeez! We broke 500 in both. 524.4 and 501.8. So he was explaining that because it looks a little flat there, he actually put a little too much fuel in, so he's gonna pull some back to make it continue to climb, and he's saying we're gonna get some more power, at least so he thinks. But 524, 501, that's ridiculous.
I'm a fan. Better fuel economy, bring some fuel out.
Yeah, let's get that $10 race fuel. Let's not be running too rich, come on now. Kind of want some extra fuel for some flames out the back, but no, on this car we want it perfectly tuned. We don't need to be running extra fuel for the sake of it. All right, Kenner, we beat your expectation, and for that matter, all of our expectations.
By a lot.
All right, here we go. Fan on. Interesting. So how'd you do that? You left the torque the exact same, but you bumped up the horsepower.
Tuning pretty much from 4,000 up at this point.
Oh yeah.
That's right where from peak torque hits. So I'm not really playing with the peak torque. I'm just playing from 4,000 up.
Right, smooth out the top end, yeah.
Yeah, you can see how much smoother we got.
Yeah, see the line continues. It's not as flat now with that blue run. Oh yeah, and then check out that early dip. So remember the first few runs, it would just fall on its face. Look at the blue line now. And then up here, it's no longer flat. It keeps climbing all the way to 540 horsepower at the wheels nearly. This is mental. A couple more runs to smooth a few places out, and then that should be it. We have a certified monster on our hands.
I still need more fuel. It still wants more freaking fuel. You know, we're gonna tune it in so we get down to 12s. Low 12s, 12.2, 12.1. It'll smooth the rest of that graph out. It'll actually pick the rest of that graph out. See, it's still a little rough and choppy from like 4,000, really particularly around 5,000 up to like 6, anywhere from say maybe 7 to 15 more horsepower, I'd say.
Jeez.
Through that area. Peak-wise, we'll probably get another maybe 5, 6 peak.
Unreal, you're the man. These are insane numbers. All right. Well guys, update. We are out of fuel, so we are going to the race fuel station, get some fresh 100. We were wondering why it was breaking up. That would do it. And of course, we're taking the electric car. All right, here we are, and it's the bargain of $4.14 a gallon. You can't beat that. It's cheaper than 91. Okay, sure enough, it was out of gas. That's why it was breaking up. So we're back making power, about to turn it up even more. One thing that's so funny, we get to the race gas station and then we get to the pumps, they say out of order. We're like, you're kidding. Okay, so like I was saying, we get to the race pump and it says out of order, and I'm like, you're kidding me, because not only are we out of fuel, we need fuel to drive the car home, but also we're not done tuning it and we need 100 octane. This is the only station, I think, in the entire state that has fresh 100 octane straight out the pump. But have no fear, I got the manager and somehow he was able to turn the pumps back on, so we're good to go, but that was a little bit of a scare. All right, let's get this final tune in and see what kind of power. Okay guys, this is absolutely unbelievable. It just put down 554 wheel horsepower and 508 pound-feet of torque. This cannot be real on 6.4 PSI. We'll check the springs in a bit. He's doing one last little adjustment and then the graph is looking beautiful, very clean, very smooth. Okay guys, the most power so far, 564.63 at the tire, and the torque dropped just slightly because this dumb little dip is back, so he's trying to get rid of that to restore the torque.
This is really weird. See this? Right there, it just moves.
Okay, this might be the final run. Oh boy, here we go. All right guys, so there you have it. It's a certified monster. We're about to take it out on the street, see how it performs, and just make sure there's no issues that come up. So the best power, 564 wheel horsepower, and 509 wheel pound-feet of torque. All right, just left Strada, and what do you know, we're back at the 100 octane station. This thing is going to bankrupt me. Fill her up, and then we'll hit the streets to Pavilion's car show, where we'll meet back up with Christian. Let's go.